This is another 7 minutes on the Sabbath day. Last Saturday I was not able to shoot because I live a few miles from where Florence made landfall at Riceville Beach. I live probably 4 miles from Riceville Beach. And I stayed home. I went through the whole ordeal, and it was an ordeal. I've been through many hurricanes. I was born in July of 1954 and rode out Hurricane Hazel about 2 miles from Carolina Beach where it made landfall. And I've been through them all over the world in Hawaii. And this hurricane was different than any hurricane I've ever experienced because it lasted so long. It didn't just come through, it just hung around and rained, and the wind blew and blew. And it was only a high 1, but at the airport in Wilmington, North Carolina, it was the highest gust of wind they've recorded since 1958, and it was only 105 miles per hour. Now I'm going to give you a little word up. If this would have been a high 2 or a high 3, not even a 4 or 5, this place would be destroyed. Nothing would be here anymore. I'm just telling you, and this is coming. You cannot stick your head in the sand like they say about the ostriches, and make it go away, because it's not going to go away. The Bible talks about this. More storms, more earth. Everybody talks about this. And part of it's the vibration of the earth is increasing. That has something to do with global warming. It's getting hotter. Weather is messing up. This year in my town, since I've been giving these videos, the worst snowstorm we've ever had. Not the deepest, but it never went away. It stayed on the ground for 7 days. Now this hurricane that would never go away. Nothing seems to want to go away when it comes to Wilmington, especially people. This used to be a beautiful town, but now it's so overrun with people who are greedy and think that they're, excuse my language, the shit. When in reality, that's as far from the truth as possible. But anyway, what I noticed from this hurricane was how some people became more compassionate, more meek, let you out in traffic, and a percentage of the population was totally the opposite. They became more aggressive, just more rude and just inconsiderate. A typical example is the stoplights, 4-way stoplights. When the stoplights go out, it's a 4-way stop. Nobody obeyed the law. A few did very well, but other people would get in wrecks when the people that were obeying the law actually stopped. They would run into the back of them. And I also noticed that no highway patrolman or policeman got out and directed traffic. Did they used to direct traffic a long time ago when the stoplights went out? Now they sit in their car going beep, 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 and wrecks happening all around them. But they won't get out and direct traffic like policemen used to do, to protect and serve. Let's get out your cars if it's not storming and do your hands in the whistle. Do the whole deal. Like you see them doing on TV sometimes. But I never saw it one time. Not one time at any intersection. It's a free-for-all. But like I said, some people were more aggressive. And it's an amazing thing after just a few days. But I also noticed when the power went out, and it was out for a long time. I had my power at my house because I live near a pharmacy that got robbed. They made sure the pharmacy power came back on. I had my power 2 days before the other people in the neighborhood, me and the man across the street, because we're on the pharmacy's line. And people in my neighborhood actually got mad at me. It was on the computer, the neighborhood crew, that me and this man had power when they didn't. And then a friend of mine comes up the next morning and was really mad. And what did they want me to do, turn my power off? Because I had it and they didn't. I was the bad guy. I mean, that's human nature. And when the power came back on, I asked her, I said, Laura, you were mad at me, weren't you? I couldn't help it. She goes, I just couldn't help but be mad at you because I envied you. I wanted power. You had it and I didn't. But it's okay. But this is just an example of what's coming. What about power for 30 days? What are people going to do then? They're going to go crazy. You want to see chaos, you're going to see chaos. But I'll tell you one thing I noticed after the storm, how everybody comes out in their yards and talks and cooks out because there's nothing to watch, no technology, and they all get out in there and they get along better. It's things like you forget about Republican or Democrat, you forget about rich or poor, you forget about white or black, Latino, gay. You don't think about that anymore. You just think about that you're okay and you're human beings and you made it. Well, wouldn't that be funny if something came from another world? Might be just what we need, huh? To bring humanity back together again when they see something that's not human. But you know how it is in America and the world. There'll always be some people that gravitate to their side because they want the powerful side and not the other side. But one more thing, I'm going to say this before I go. A friend of mine asked me to say this, and I'm going to say this. This Supreme Court nominee, look in my eyes, people, he's a bad man. If this guy becomes the Supreme Court Justice, you're voting for your own, everything taken away from you, your rights, your freedoms. He's not a good man. All women need to stand up and stop this. And y'all have the power, women. Just cut the men off, girls. Cut them off and see what happens then. See how everything will change instantly. Instantly. Y'all have all the power again. But once again, they're playing you like idiots when y'all should be playing them. Women, stand up and take charge. Because men have been running the show for a while now, and it don't look like they're doing a very good deal. As I said in another video, in the beginning of Judaism, it was all about goddess worship. Where did this God worship enter the picture? Thank you for listening.